We'll go to the today's aspect. About 20 people are available. That is good enough for the class. So now we are going to the this engineering capabilities. What normally possible in a calculator. So whatever you've done so far in the morning are even also possible with a calculator. How do you do? Even with FX, what is it? The recent programmable calculators are capable of doing that. Even you can solve a matrix, even solve a linear, even non-linear equation also with your calculator. But for repetitive operation, your this programming packages are very good. Very good. Even Excel is also capable of solving all the contents whatever we seen in the morning content. But for this afternoon session, normally you will feel that MATLAB is better than Excel. But still, with Excel also you can solve all the contents, all the topics whatever you are going to see. Okay. Okay. Now we are going to construct a plot of y versus x, whereas the y is equal to x square. Simple function. So of course we can also give from x equal to 0 to 50 also. Okay, somehow I missed that. I make it as x equal to 1 to 50 with the increment of 2, so that the data points are separated by a linear increment of 2, and every element of x is taken a square. That for that only I am having this x dot square and plot x comma y will it's enough, and you can also add these options. These options are again about how to mark the points, marking the points with a star and connecting the points with a continuous line. For that, I'm having this dash. So otherwise, whatever is given here in this single code are optional. This is called as an optional argument. For a plot, the essential arguments are x and y data. So x and y are available here. For x is 1 to 50 with the increment of 2, y equal to every element of x is taken as square. And plot of x comma y is enough. Let us check that, no? Whether so that yeah, fine. At least and when we are learning, we better check that, so that it is working fine. X equal to 1 to, instead of 1 to 50, let us make it as a y2 from y. We can have from 0 to 50 with increment of 2, and y equal to, if you try simply x square, what it will do? It will give you an error because x is not a square matrix. It is a one-dimensional array. Whereas what we are interested, we are getting every element of x to be taken as square. So you can also, yeah, this is x square is available. Why it is 26 elements? Because 0 to 50 we have 0, 2, 4, 5 up to 50. That's why we have 26 elements, and 50 square is 2500. So we can clear this screen. So CLC only clear the screen, not the variables. If you can get this x and y available. X is 1 to 50 with a linear 1 to 50 with a increment of 2, y equal to again sorry, x equal to 0 to 50. Yeah, x equal to 0 to 50 and y equal to 0 to 2500. We can simply type this plot x comma y. This is enough for a plot. Once you type this, you will see that the things are calculated, and you will see the figure window is appearing. You can see this, no? X, Y. Of course, we don't see. There is some noise coming. Maybe I will mute. Myself, I got muted. You can see the plot of y versus x. Of course, we don't see the label, no, corresponding to x-axis and y-axis, and also we don't see the points marked. To do that, to make that, you can make use of these additional commands, like instead of a simple plot command, you can also type. 1 minute, I'll plot. Yeah, I'll better clear the screen because the screen is not good enough to accommodate. CLC plot x comma y comma, you can, in a single quote, you can give whatever the marker you want to have, and the points are to be connected. If you simply give this marker alone, let us see how it look like. So you can see only the points are marked, and of course x and y are available. You can additionally see, you can additionally, instead of that alone, you can give the additional thing. Now you can see the plot. How does it look like? 1 minute. You can see the points are connected by a smooth line. Okay. This is about the usage of this plot command. Of course, you can explore these commands and let us not spend much time on that. On this, additionally, you can also give this X label. Otherwise, you can set the label for X axis and Y axis using this X label, Y label commands. Or you can also work directly in the figure window and make use of these menus, X label, Y label. This and all you can try. But typing this in the command prompt is simpler. Always, this will help us to automate this process of graph generation. Okay. Whereas if you do that in the graphical user interface or in this figure window, for every graph you have to work on. Okay. Now let us continue in the slide. There are 2 slides. Sorry, the slide got closed. 1 minute, 1 minute. Yeah, already 15 minutes over. Yeah, right. So we discussed about the linear plot, simple plot. The plot command is simple linear plot. So as like X label and Y label, you can also additionally set the title for this graph by this command title, and within the bracket enclosed in the single quote, you can give this title for the graph. So that and all you can try simply by, or you can explore by simply typing help and help followed by plot. Help, a space, and plot will give you a lot of associated operations. Okay, next thing is about, we are interested in making a log-log plot. This is what our engineering things are coming out now. So log-log plot. Normally log-log plots are used to cover a wide range of data. So for example, the data ranging from 10 power 3 to 10 power 7, which means 1000 to what is it, a crore, to cover a wide range of data with good accuracy. With good accuracy of data points, we need to use this log scales. Of course, both axes can be of log. In that case, it is called as a log plot. And sometimes it may be one axis may be a linear, another may be log. Such a thing is called as semi-log. And we'll use the semi-log options are available from semi-log X and semi-log Y commands in the MATLAB. For a simpler case, we can take this log plot. Already about 28 students are available. இப்போதைக்கு இன்னொரு போல் ஒன்று லான்ச் பண்ணா பெட்டரா இருக்கும். Yeah, of course, role of course this is not relevant to the present discussion. Still, I'll launch this so that at least class மதியான class தூக்கம் வராம போகணும். Role of semicolon. Semicolon in MATLAB. You can see this poll. Yeah, role of semicolon in MATLAB is, of course, multiple choice. Here, many things are applicable. Range of an array, all the elements in an array, end of a row in matrix. So choose all that are applicable. Of course, all the things need not be applicable, or sometimes one may be applicable, or two may be applicable, or three may be also applicable. Choose the thing correctly. About only about 1/3 of the class responded. Maybe no 2 minutes. That's not 2 minutes. Some 30 seconds will be given. Kunjam paarungalappa. Are given with a poll. Those who are not seeing their mobile or system. Yeah, about 40% of the people voted. Range of array. Good answer. One more minute, and yeah, my screen is going out. Even I should also submit then only. Yeah, I'm having a parallel device so that I can observe the flow of the class. Okay, about a good response, or 50% more, about more than 50% responded. Yeah, it's a correct answer. Range of an array, to array means suppose 1 to 10. How do you say? 1:10. And all the elements in an array, supposed to extract specific elements of an array, we used to specify this matrix, like say So suppose you want to get certain elements from a matrix, a comma, there is a row and column identifier we used to use with a number. For row or column, you even simply put colon also, which means all the elements. Whereas end of a row is not applicable. The third option is not applicable. In what sense? Because end of a row is normally specific. It has to be specified with a enter key or this semicolon. Okay, this third option is not correct. Those who have chosen that, please correct yourself. That is not the correct answer. Please make your understanding clear. The first two options are correct. Fine. Even I can share the results also. You can see that. A good response. Otherwise, people's understanding is good. Good. Now let us continue. So we've seen about this colon. This colon is 1 to 50. This is to say the range. This colon is also having the role of. Say, where did we see that? It is about to extract certain elements. No, this colon. Colon is to say about the all the rows. Or second to end. This is here range. Here it is meaning all. So this C of C of colon here is all. This colon is range. Okay. Continuing further. So the linear plot we have seen, the log plot we are now seeing. Yeah, another about roughly about 1 hour available maximum. 1 hour 10 minutes maximum available. In that we should see these operations like always. In addition to plot, we need to see about always we are need to see about this how to solve a nonlinear equation, how to solve a differential equation. These two are the essential aspects. The other topics we'll discuss if enough time is available. Okay, excuse me, sorry. Here we are introducing another thing. Of course, log is to us like plot. Log is for logarithmic plot. Plot is for a linear plot. The x and y axis are linear scales. Here we have a logarithmic scale. In what way it is logarithmic? Because 10 power 3, 10 power 4, 10 power 5, 6, 7 are available here. So how it is done? We are creating a log space. See, P is a logarithmically spaced variables ranging from 10 power 3 to 10 power 7. I suppose it is some 100 data points or so. A log space, you can explore what is log space. So log space, the first number is corresponding to the 10 power 3, or 3 refers to 10 power 3, and the last 7 refers to 10 power 7. So this is nothing but your F versus Reynolds number in the case of your Blasis equation. Fluid mechanics Blasis equation to represent the friction vector relation with Reynolds number under turbulent flow situation for hydraulically smooth pipe. Yeah, just to collect FM theory also. So here, this is P represents your Reynolds number and Q represents the friction factor. Instead, you can simply write RE and F also. Okay. 0.79 star. This is multiplication. P dot to the power minus 0.25. Just to group this minus and 0.25, and better to put this in this braces. Even without braces also it is working, but better to group this thing. No, otherwise sometimes we will be creating mistakes. So this minus 0.25 is a single number. So that is done by using this braces. So dot is used because P to the power, P to the power, and again P is not a single number, it is a range of data, array of data. For every P, power is to be taken and to be multiplied with 0.079 Q. Here, prior to the multiplication, we don't have dot. The reason is simply 0.079 is a simple scalar data. That's why we don't have dot prior to the operator. Here, the operation is exponentiation. Prior to that, we have put a dot. Okay, now log plot, log of P comma Y, which means log of X and Y. X is your Reynolds number, Y is your friction factor. And every point is marked by a dot, and points are connected by this continuous line. To specify continuous line, this dash. Of course, you can explore these options and all by yourself. And grid is to put these grid marks, grid lines. Otherwise, by default, it won't show these lines as like here. So because by using grids, this nicely, these lines are automatically drawn. Grid lines are drawn. Okay. You can try yourself how to generate this plot. Maybe those who are having access to the system, they can try this plot. Of course, I will show this answer also in a moment. Or people can type those who can solve this. People can type this associated commands in the chat box.
Subbu sir, adding to this, actually, universities and colleges who are having university-wide license of MathWork, they can log in and try in the browser itself.
Yeah. See, fine. Even I am also having access to that. Even I tried it at home in my home also yesterday. Yeah, this campus-wide license, people they can try from browser itself. That is available.
Yes.
So simply matlab.mathworks.com will work. Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Paul. Sir.
Yes, sir.
People can try that option also. Or those who are simply following this class, no need to worry. The contents are simpler. I'll go to that because we don't have much time and we need to see some more interesting aspects. So I can simply give this thing. So what we are doing is plot 0 to 10. So what is there? Plot 0 to 10, or is x-axis 0 to 10. And I suppose every point is having a 0.1 increment. So what is done? 0 to 10 with an increment of 0.1. That is for x data. And y is sine of that. Sine of 0 to 0.1, 0 to 10 with an increment of 0.1. And points are marked by star. So this is a simple command. And additionally, also put this x in the x-axis, we put a label x, and y in the sin x, and title is plot of sin x. So that can be done in a single line itself, x label, y label, title. So this and all you can try yourself. Maybe that simply copy pani. If you type that, of course you may not have the copy paste option. So you please type this content in your MATLAB command prompt from the browser or your system if it is installed. Okay, இதெல்லாம் பண்ணிக்கோ. Or simple syntax. Syntax is x and y data to be given to the plot command. Instead of plot, here we have log. As like that, semilog x and semilog y are available. That are all you try yourself. And here the additional options like dot, dash, these are all extra. And yeah, in comparison to the linear plot, here we also see in about the log space, a new variable or new function, what is called as log space. As like log space, there is also another name, what is called as lean space, which is linearly spaced data. That also you can explore. LIN space, lean space. Maybe you can use that here in place of x of 1 to 50. You can type like x equal to lean space. I don't know the correct syntax. Maybe similar to this. It will be. Okay. This plot is over now. Now we are going to the next aspect. Of course, this linear algebraic equations already we have seen. Just again we are going down and I will go up. Simply to solve linear equations, what is needed? We need to simply have this inverse function. We have to invoke this inverse function of MATLAB. Say you need to construct this matrices, this A and B. Say for example 1 minus 3 3 and 2 3 minus 1, like this matrix is available. This is for A. So what is a matrix operation? This A x equal to B. To solve for x, what we have to do? X equal to A inverse into B. Service inverse of A into B. So if you do that, you will be getting this. Fine. So A inverse into B. A inverse into B, or is inverse of A into B. Both are the same, referring to the same. Of course, the applications are a lot of applications you can see from chemical engineering. Of course, this is from a process calculation problem aspect. This is about finding the composition of mixed stars, or something like that. We need not spend time on this. We'll go to the next aspect. அதுக்கு முன்னால இன்னொரு சின்ன ஒரு போல் என்ன மதியான கிளாஸ் தூக்கம் வருது I'll choose yeah, இன்னொரு போல் வருதுப்பா. ஏன்னா மத்தியான கிளாஸ்ல கொஞ்சம் போல் போட்டா நல்லா இருக்கும். ரைட். I think poll is launched now. Usage of dot. What is the need for dot? So choose that, all that applicable. About 45 people, percentage of the people have responded. At least ஒரு 70% ரெஸ்பாண்ட் பண்ணா நல்லா இருக்கும். அஃப்கோர்ஸ் மத்தியான கிளாஸ் கொஞ்சம் கஷ்டம் தான் உட்காருது. அட்லீஸ்ட் ஒரு half an hour to 1 hour maximum. Okay, about 55% of the people have responded. Yeah, first option is very correct, true. Element by element operation of a matrix. But the second and third, I think they are supposed to be wrong, no? For multiplication, we won't use dot. Instead, we will use star. And end of variable has to be normally have given with a semicolon, not semicolon. End of a variable is normally with a space itself, or what is it? Comma. Space or comma is doing that role. But this dot has role only to specify about element by element operation. And that also in the case of the operators are plus, not plus minus, for the multiplication, division, and the exponentiation operations. So only the first option is true, correct. The other things are not correct. Okay, please correct your understanding. There is I will show. So the about 69% of the people have responded. This first one, there is a correct option. The other two options are just to confuse you. Okay, otherwise to check your understanding. Multiplication and end of variable. Multiplication we need to use star, and end of variable normally used using. Otherwise we don't specify use anything. Suppose you have a range of data. To separate a data, we can do that by leaving a space, or by using a comma. Comma and or empty space are doing the same role. But we won't use dot, full stop. Full stop is only for the writing a sentence, no? Sentence in your English or நம்ம தமிழ் எழுதும்போது இங்கிலீஷ் எழுதும்போது full stop போடுவோம். Otherwise this full stop is having a role in this element by element operation, and that also needed only for multiplication, division, and this exponentiation operations. Okay, fine, thank you. Okay, stop sir. I think class கொஞ்சம் மாதிரி போல் போயிட்டு இருந்தால் கொஞ்சம் நல்லா இருக்கும். About 30 people are available. Good to see. And still இல்லைங்க இந்த கிளாஸில் இருக்கான். Sorry, my screen is not visible. No, fine. Now we are going to the interesting aspects of MATLAB. இவன் வரைக்கும் பார்த்ததெல்லாம் உங்களோட எக்ஸல்லே ஈஸியாக பண்ண முடியும். Even calculator also capable of doing that. Okay, the plot of course you have to do with Excel. Even Excel also you can create log plot. Of course many of you would not have tried this log plot. You can do that easily by changing the scale options. Scale போய் logarithmic scale choose பண்ணீங்கன்னா log plot வந்துரும். ஒன்றும் கஷ்டம் கிடையாது. Yeah, now we are going to the interesting aspects of MATLAB, which is solving a non-linear algebraic equation. Even இதையும் உங்களோட எக்ஸல்ல சால்வ் பண்ண முடியும். To solve this with Excel, there are nice tools. Maybe if any of you know the tool, they can type in the chat. What are the tools available to solve this non-linear equation in Excel? People can respond here in the chat or even over phone also. Yeah, great. I would see the very great response. Goal seek, great. Who has responded, sir? SRM, SBI, I suppose Palasubramanian, sir.
Yes, sir.
Great. I like this Excel in that aspect only. Goal seek, as like goal seek, even additional thing is what is called as solver is also available. Even circular reference, that is also a tool for solving non-linear problems. Nice. Of course, Excel we should not neglect. Excel is a very nice, fantastic tool of Microsoft. I like that very much. Out of all the Microsoft products, this Excel is very much to be regarded. Okay. Now continuing further. So okay, now we are going to solve this non-linear equation. So very particular. This is the new topic. All the other things are easily understandable, quite easy. Now we are going to solve this function like 5 minus 2x equal to e power minus 0.25x. Otherwise, you can rearrange in a way like f of x equal to 0 form. So before solving this, taking this to MATLAB solver, you rearrange the function in such a way that 5 minus 2x equal to 5 minus 2x minus, or is f of x equal to 0 form. And this is written in a separate function file. For that, how to start? You start with the keyword function, followed by the output. Output of the function is will be assigned to y. Output of the function y equal to FCN_NLE1. The input variable to the function is x. So this is the structure of the function file. The structure of the function file is function followed by the output name of the function. And what is the function name? Function name is FCN_NLE1. Okay, you can give any meaningful name. I'm giving this NLE because non-linear equation. I'm giving 1 because it's a single equation. Of course, NLE2 also. That's in case of a 2 equation, I will give. And it is taking this input variable, or is the variable of x. It is there is input variable, and the output is actually this y is nothing but f of x equal to 0 form. F of x equal to 0. Y equal to f of x, which is equal to 0. Otherwise, which is 5 minus 2x, and don't forget to have this star because 2 into x only has meaning. 2x as such doesn't have any meaning. Minus exponential of minus 0.25. Again star x. Okay, this is the function file. Of course, supposed to be the function can also have this end as a keyword, but this simply also you can construct this statement function and followed by this this statement. This is also enough, but better to show the end of the function. You can also add this keyword or this end also. I'm going to simply copy this function and try this in Excel. In MATLAB. 1 minute. Oh, yeah, screen sharing entered. Sorry. Fine. So what I'm going to do, I'm simply copying this, taking this function from here and copying to MATLAB. MATLAB, okay, at a CLC, clear screen. And I am going to open, this is a set of statements, and what is called as a function file, new function. I can clear these contents and simply type. So this is a function available. You can also put a keyword like end also. And in copy paste, these are all not copied as minus symbols. Okay. So this is your function available, which is having this this of the form f of x equal to 0. Okay. So because of the use again, as and when you try to save this, it is automatically taking this file name, which is simply equal to the function name. FCN_NLE1.m. Fine. So I have just copied this content, and I can execute any of these commands. Of course, you can solve this nonlinear equation using this built-in solver, what is called as F0. That is find 0 or solve for 0. Find the 0 for the function. Or is find the value of x, which is making that function to be equal to 0. That's a simpler way. So F0 is having 2 arguments. One is the function file. So this is first one is the function file. Second is the initial guess value for the x, value of x. You know this how it is solving? It is solving by this most common solver, what is called as Newton-Raphson method solver. Newton-Raphson method, we know it is taking an initial guess. So you are giving an initial guess value for the x, and the solver will start with that initial guess and arrive till the convergence is reached. So you can let us simply copy this. Better, I will give one more poll also. Close panela. Okay, I'm just copying here. Those who have this access to system, they can simply type and try this result. Okay, I can put one no question suma podalama. Or nimsham. police ended, dot is over. I'm thinking of putting some sort of the subject இல்லாம வேற subject question போட்டா போதும், நல்லா இருக்கும். Okay, simply one non-technical question. I will post that, launch this. Yeah. Simply this is over and I will post. Okay, to make this class interesting or something, because I am interested in running, I am also interested in knowing about people. Oh, good to see people making running. About 32. Yeah, good. Now, sometime we should have some kind of positive deviation, or then only always கொஞ்சம் ஒரு distraction, but it should be positive way. இல்லைன்னா class bore அடிச்சிடும். Yeah, good to see many people. About 50, 70% of the people have responded, and out of that, then I can end the poll. Yeah, still people are responding. Good. This did you run any marathon, or are you making running any kind of running? It's a simple question, not relevant to the subject. Still, at least madhyana bore adikama thoongama irukkukaga I am putting this question. Okay, I'm ending this poll. People will be interested in seeing the results as well. No? About 50, nearly about 50% of people are running. That's a good sign. People are getting this. What is it? Health conscious. Good. Even I am also into running for nearly about for the past 5 years, making a lot of marathons. I was running in a lot of events. My longest distance so far is about 80 kilometers in a day. Recently, in this January 26, I made a 50-kilometer run. Okay, as like that, people can also share in the chat box. Okay, but again, let us not deviate. Coming back to the subject. Suppose the screen is visible. Let me check it. Good. My screen is visible. So, we are going to solve this nonlinear function. Writing this function in a way that f of x equal to 0 form. And we are giving an initial guess to the solver. This function file which is written in the form f of x equal to 0. And yes, initial guess to the solver. Okay. Initial guess to the function to be solved. So, this function output is equal to y, which is the function name is FCNNLE1. The input is x. So this x is to be used in these equations, and y is the output. Only these things are accepted, y and x. Other than that, it is simply some constants. And you can write in two ways. Prior to this function name, you can have this @ symbol, or you can enclose this function file within a single quote. Both are accepted. I suppose the older versions used to accept. I don't know. Please check whether both are getting accepted. I tried, both are working. And what is this 2? 2 is the initial guess value for the x, value of x. Or it will start from x. It will start from 2, and the converged value is obtained as 2.21424. Fine. There are some chart error type. Explain about what is FCNNLE1. Yeah. Actually, it is simply a file name. You can give any name. Okay, I can tell you. So one of the participants has asked for what is FCNNLE1. Actually, what is F0 is only useful. F0 is called as which is the built-in solver of MATLAB. Say it's like your sin x cos x. F0 is a solver, or F0 is a function which is taking two arguments two mandatory arguments. What is the first argument is the file name. So file name, you can give any meaningful file name. It should start with the alphabet. Since I'm dealing with a nonlinear equation, I'm giving this as FCN NLE. FCN is to you can also give like any other name. Nothing matter. Okay. I suppose. Yeah. There is a response. Bhavya Gorath. Yeah. Correct, Tanapa? Is it understandable now? Bhavya. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I understood, sir. Now.
Fine. Thank you. As like here, we'll use for any other solver, we'll create a function file, some meaningful file. You can give any file name. Okay. Fine. Thank you. So what we understood from here, how to handle a M file. This is actually a M file. A function name is here, and it is the file is having an extension of .m. That's why it is called as M file. M file is actually file with the extension of M. Fine, this is understandable. Now let us go to the application of this F0 for our chemical engineering usage. Now only chemical engineering is coming out. Even still it is not chemical engineering, it is simply physics or chemistry equation. Otherwise, people even use van der Waals equation in physics as well as chemistry. Some scientific equation which is available in the form now, P plus A by V square into V minus B equal to RT. Of course, you can easily solve this PV equal to RT for any value of V or P. You can easily solve, but this problem, van der Waals equation, is slightly involved. To solve for V, actually you will end up with 3 roots for V. So which is the correct root, and these are all not easily possible. Even solving this cubic equation is also not straightforward as similar to as like your quadratic or a linear equation. So we'll go for a nonlinear solver. Of course, luckily we have this F0. Even this you can try with your goal seek in your Excel, as already given by your sir, Balasubramanian sir. Okay, you can try that. Which is a very nice tool of Excel. In MATLAB, we have F0, not only F0, we have a lot of other functions available. Okay. So here, not only we are seeing F0, we are also seeing some other thing that is called as, I'm creating a file, it is called as pvt underscore calculation .m, which is having this following set of lines. So what are the lines? Global, I'm having this keyword global. Here I'm also going to explain about global. So let us now take it for granted. Global R, T, A, P and A. And T is taken from the input user during the runtime. P also taken from the user during the runtime. R, A, B are available here. And V underscore IG. Now this is a variable name. In variable naming, we have alphabets, numerics and underscore. Alpha, numeric and underscore are accepted. Okay. So that's why VIG equal to R, T and B. This is simply a linear function, straightforward. For the given R, T and P, for the given T and P, you can easily get this V, which is what is called as a VIG. But say here we are going to make use of this VIG. That's why we are calculating this. Otherwise, which is not needed here. This F0 or the nonlinear equation solver F0 will take this function file. In addition, it is also asking for the initial guess value. So for solving this van der Waals equation, you can give this ideal gas volume as a initial guess. Otherwise, for getting the volume from van der Waals equation, you can give the volume from the ideal gas equation. Okay, which is a good starting point. Instead of giving some 0 or 1 or something, we can give some value as the initial guess. Normally for nonlinear solver, we should not give this 0 as the starting point, because sometimes if the function is of the form like 1 by 0 form, like 1 by 0 if it is coming, then the solver will stop at that point because of the infinite values for that value. So better not to start with 0 as the initial guess. We need to give some value, at least 1 or 2 is fine. But we have a better initial guess from ideal gas equation. So F0 is a solver. It is asking for the function file. And 1 minute, there is some disturbance coming. I will stop that. Mute that participant. Fine. If any of you want to ask any question, you are welcome to ask. Just I have muted one of the participants. Fine. Okay, here I need to say about this. I should say about these things and all. Before that, again, let us see about this wander.m file. Wander.m is the output is f of v, which is the file name is wander.m, and it is taking this v as the input. But here this file is also having this r, t, p, a. Otherwise, there are a lot of variables used in this function, but we don't supply data also here. We are simply saying this global RTP. Only this RTP are available in this master file, which is the PVT underscore calculation. And during runtime, it is looking for this function wander.m, and wander.m is again having this keyword global RTAP. Otherwise, this is having now, this now can be understood. So otherwise, whatever the values available here will be shared to this file and it will be made use here. But for sharing of the variables, you need to say this keyword global. Then only whatever the variables available here or the data collected from here will be passed to the other file, but the same variable names, and both the files should have this global keyword. So whatever is available here, or is these variables are global to the workspace. It is not confined to the local function. If you don't have this global, it will ask for the values of R, T, A, and P in the, then only it can solve. Otherwise, it will give error. Okay. Otherwise, global is to share the variables. That alone, please note down. Let us try to copy this and run this. No, let me before that, let us have this function, because that PVT underscore calculation is also asking for wander.m. Let us copy this wander.m first. Yeah, we don't have that file now. Let me go to the new function. You clear that, and so this function is available. But to add this keyword end, because the older functions, older versions of MATLAB won't give any error without using any end. Now also it is not giving any error, but better for clarity, function better to end with a end keyword. So this is to be saved. How do you save? Simply press yes, control yes, and save with the same file name here. And if you try to save this file with your, if you try to do this function in the online versions of MATLAB, it is not solving automatically with this name. You have to type this file name with the name instead of the function. Okay, so this function is now available. Now, additionally, we also need this function. You can type copy this and new. This is actually a script file. What is difference between script and function? Actually, the function file will start with the keyword function, whereas a script file is simply set of instructions, series of instructions. The script file will again call for this function file. It may call or it may do some sort of operations. Okay, these are all available. I'm just copying this here. This you can give any name. Let me say with the same way, PVT underscore calculation. This is available. So now you can check for the variables, check for the files available. We have this PVT underscore calculation, wander.m, and FCN NLE, which was earlier used. Now these two are only needed, PVT underscore calculation and FCN. Let me check. What does global mean? Yeah, Rishabh has asked about global. Yeah, global is to share the variables between multiple function files, multiple files. So otherwise, if you don't use global keyword, what is going to be the thing? So I am having this RTP and all in this function file. 1 minute. These data are to be shared to the wander.m file, because wander.m is having this RT and P in this calculation. If I don't pass that values to here, it doesn't have any idea about RT, RP. So all these values are simply 0. Only by passing this, only by using this global, the value, or the variables values are shared between files. Okay, that is the idea. I suppose the participant would have understood now. Otherwise, I'm not only explaining about F0. Additionally, I'm saying about the usage of global. Global is to share the variables between the files. If you don't use global, so whatever the RT you have collected, it won't be available in this another file. Instead, again you have to copy these statements here and put it here. But it's again creating, sometimes it will be creating some problem. In what way? Sometimes if you haven't updated in the subsequent file, the values there may be some duplication of values, or sometimes any mistake will be happening. So instead, better to have the variables in one file and share the variables to the subsequent files as needed by using the global keyword. Okay, I think it should be understandable now. So now we have these two files. So yeah, I'm going to this. I'll clear this screen's contents first, and even I can close this window as well, so that I'll have more workspace. Let me check whether the files are available. Yeah, we have this PVT underscore calculation. Yeah, now I'm just executing. It's asking for the temperature value. Let us give this value some 300 and pressure of say 10 bar. So it is calculating the value of ideal gas volume and V from van der Waals. So what is the expected thing? Because VIG is calculating ideal gas volume. Wait a moment. Yeah. Fine. There was some noise coming. Okay, I closed. Fine. Is it understandable now? So the statements in PVT underscore calculations are evaluated. So it is asking for input temperature and pressure, and R, A, B are already assigned here. Even you can pause them during the runtime also. And VIG is calculated. Whatever the value of VIG calculated is given to this F0. And Wander is also asking for, Wander is also needing RT, A and B. And they are given to this function by the way of global keyword. Fine. So for this set of T and P, it is calculating this V. This is straightforward, simple. Whereas to solve this with Excel, in GoalSeek also you can easily try. GoalSeek also you can give some initial guess, or it will solve for this thing. That also please explore, and Excel is nice to solve for nonlinear, or GoalSeek is very nice. Now going to the multiple nonlinear equations. For single nonlinear equation you can use F0, whereas for multiple nonlinear equations, that means multiple variables, not only a single variable, you have multiple variables coming out. There is a vector of variables. For that, we have to use a solver, what is called as fsolve. Of course, fsolve is capable of solving even a single function also. Whereas F0 can solve only one function, whereas fsolve can solve one or many functions. Okay, that's the thing. Or one or many variables, if you want to say correctly. So what do we do? What we are interested? We want to solve this equation x1 minus 4x1 square minus x1 x2, and these two functions are available of course in the form of f of x1 comma x2 equal to 0, or f of capital X equal to 0. That we can simply say. We want to solve this. Always, what is the meaning of solving? We want to find the values of x1 and x2 satisfying both the equations. So otherwise it is a simultaneous nonlinear algebraic. In what way it is nonlinear? This x1 square is available, or x1 and x2 are in multiplication. Sometimes if you have a exponential function, logarithmic function, these are all nonlinear. Whereas function of x, linear function of x is a simultaneous algebraic equation that can be solved using inverse function of MATLAB, INV. Yeah, I will put my mobile into charging because it is going out. People can, yeah, I'll show you this next screen. How to solve this. Yeah, things are available written here. Now people can try simply copy this and type in your 1 minute. Okay, I don't have a feedback now to say about screen I was having a mobile also running parallelly. Okay, if I encounter any difficulty, please otherwise give me a feedback as and when needed. Okay, can you try this now? We have these two lines of codes. Function f, this f is the output. Of course, f is vector output because it is f of 1 and f of 2. And simply passing x is a vector input. X of 1 means x1, like x of 2 is x2. So otherwise, we need not use x1 and two separate variables. Simply you can give vector input. You can give the initial guess from a vector input. No, the vector here is the x1 is 1 and x2 is 1. In that way, you can give the initial values for the x1 and x2. You can make use of this f solve. F0 is applicable only for a single equation, whereas f solve for one or many equations. You can try this. Maybe I'll just copy this and try. MATLAB is available. Okay, another about only half an hour time is available. In half an hour time, I should explain about ODE definitely. Then,
sir.
Solunga.
Sir, can you demonstrate this function in MATLAB, sir?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Thanks.
Okay, sir. Okay. At the time, you just just share the MATLAB screen.
Oh, MATLAB screen is not coming. Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
Sorry, I will. That's why. Thanks for I will put the screen into share. Sometime.
Okay.
Yeah, I suppose it will be available now. Oh, for some time it is not coming. Okay. Sorry, because I don't have my mobile nearby. So thanks for the feedback. I suppose screen is visible now. My MATLAB screen is visible, Dhanapa? Suresh sir, is it coming?
Yes,
fine.
Yes, sir. Now it is visible.
Fine. Sorry, I missed some portions. Because then only it will be very understandable. Okay. So I'm going to new script. It is not script actually. New function. No? New function. How do you do? 1 minute. There is a chart. Thank you, sir. Okay, Gayatri. Yes. Done. So new instead of script, actually new function. New function. You simply type them. I can simply type them using this copy paste. So what is available here? FCN NLE2. There is a function name. Let us copy them. Save them. Control yes. If you try to save them, automatically it is taking that name FCN NLE2. This is the function name. It is also the file name. So you can see that this is the file available here. Yeah, correct. No. Here, what is now needed? You can. X of 1 means x1, x of 1 and x of 2 means x2, and f of 1 means this f1. Okay, otherwise we can simply give this vector input, or variable of vector variables and vector input. Okay, this is available. Now I am going to type this. I suppose my presentation is also visible, parallelly, as and when it is coming.
Yes, sir.
Thanks. And I haven't put the screen into share. There's a window share. Okay, there was a mistake. Thanks for the reminding. Now I am typing this. As and when I type, this is fsolve. Fsolve is asking for the file name and the initial guess. Initial guess is here. It is a vector input because x is not a single scalar. It is a x1 and x2. x1 initial value and x2 initial value. Of course, you can change the initial guess value also. And it will try to 1 minute. I will clear this screen because I don't have enough space. So you can also change the initial guess value. Of course, around the initial guess, it is solving. For the initial guess of 1, 2, it is giving a different answer. Whereas for 1 and 1, it was giving a different answer. Say for example here 0.25. Otherwise for this nonlinear equations, you'll be having multiple answers. That's what is a feature of nonlinear equation. No? Whereas for linear set of equations, only one solution. Whereas for nonlinear equations, we'll be end up with multiple solutions. So that's why this around the initial guess, it is giving the result. Okay. Sometimes some some answers are not meaningful. That and all based on the physics of the problem. Of course, for Van der Waals equation, we know the value of this volume calculated will be in the gaseous region, so it will be closer to the ideal gas equation. Whereas a very low volume will be approximating that of the liquid volume, and a middle value is of no significance. So in that way only you have to understood the meaning of the results. Okay, otherwise whatever the result, the solver will give some results based on the initial guess. Only you have to identify which is the correct answer. Okay, that's where our knowledge is required. Okay, CLC, I will clear the screen. Okay, now what are all seen? We have seen about this solving a single nonlinear equation. For that we are using F0. For multiple nonlinear equations we use Fsolve, F0 and Fsolve. Even Fsolve can also be used for single equation also. In that case, you ask, what is the need for F0? Okay, I don't find the exact need, but at least these two are available. That should be understandable. That you should understand. Okay, now the nice example is nice usage of this nonlinear equation is in solving for the parameters of Van Laar equations. In the thermodynamics, people of third and final year can easily understand this. Say to find the value of A, these parameters of Van Laar equation, A1 or A2, A1 and A2, for the given values of x1 and gamma, for the given values of xi, gamma I, you can solve for AI. To solve for AI, of course, AI you cannot easily solve because this is coming in non-linear terms. No, ln is available and gamma x square is available. So this is quite involved. This you can solve using this non-linear solver, which is Fsolve. Say for example, how I have done this. Additionally, I am also giving an additional information like for Fsolve, it will ask for the function file and the initial guess value. Additionally, I am also giving a lot of other things like say x1, g1, g2. So you may ask what is the need for that. Let us check that. So here in this function, there are parameters like 4, 2, this is a parameter, this is a parameter. Say 4 is a parameter, 2 is a parameter, 3 is a parameter. So these are all simply typed in the function file itself. Suppose you want to make this as a parameter to be passed to the function during the runtime, so that you will be having a very generic equation and you can change the parameter during the runtime. So for that, you have to pass the parameter to the function. For that, this Fsolve can accept that. In what way? Fsolve is asking for the function file followed by the initial guess, and the third option is third parameter. What is called third argument to the solver is the options to the solver. What is the tolerance criteria, or how many iterations have to be done, or what is the this is about convergence criteria. This third parameter to be passed to the Fsolve is supposed to be the solver criteria. Suppose since we are not bothered about the solver criteria, we are leaving it as a blank. Still we need to specify by using this empty brackets. So opening and closing of this bracket with no contents inside. So that is the third argument to the Fsolve. So Fsolve normally asks for only 2 mandatory arguments. The third argument should be a contents of solver parameters, and the rest of the things are simply considered as parameters to the original equation. So what is the equation? Here the equation is this is your equation. Equation 1, equation 2. There is the output file. Output. The function name is Van Laar equations. Van Laar equations. The initial guess. Actually, Van Laar equation is supposed to be. We are going to solve for A. So we'll supply with initial guess values of A, and x1, g1, g2 are the parameters to the problem. Otherwise, we can change the values of x1, gamma 1, gamma 2, so that otherwise we'll be having a very generic function for any values of any given values of x1 and gamma 1. For given values of x and gamma, we can easily arrive at the values of A and A2, A1 and A2. Whereas the original thing, this nonlinear equation, we have a very fixed parameter. Say the 4, 3, these are all not changeable. Otherwise, During runtime, you are not changing. Initially, you can change, but here the function is a very generic function. The function is very generic function, and runtime you are changing these values of x1, g1, g2. X1, G1, G2 are nothing but x1 and x2 is 1 minus x1, and G1 are is gamma 1. Ln of gamma 1, ln of gamma 2 are available this way. This is ln of gamma 1. This log is actually taking the this is the function for ln, natural logarithm. Log 10 is for log to the base 10. Likewise, functions are available. Only another about 20 minutes is left. So immediately after this, I will go to the ODE solution. Maybe people are getting interested. I will extend for another 10 minutes. So I can maximum available till 3:40. That's so another about only 30 minutes more available. Okay. Okay. We'll try to copy these contents. I'm going to the MATLAB pram. This thing, and I can close the unnecessary thing. I'll open this new function. Simply copy paste. I can have this end also. So this function is available. This is automatically getting saved in Van Laar equations. Now, we need to give these values of x1, x2. Of course, x2 is 1 minus x1 that is available written in this thing itself. And gamma 1 and gamma 2 are passed. And initial guess values for a1 and a2, which is nothing but a0, which is a1 is 2 and a2 also 2 we are giving. So let us type that. So how do we do? Simply copy paste. Fine. Now, so this is the final step, which is the solved values of a, which is a1 and a2. We are going to find using this fsolve. Fsolve is taking this function file, which is prefixed with the @ symbol. You can also use this single quote without @ you can also type this single quote. That is also okay. And the next second argument to this fsolve is the initial guess value, which is available here. And the third argument is simply the solver options. We don't change the default options, so we are leaving it as the default. So that is still to be specified. Otherwise, that should be the solver options. We don't change, but this is given as such, left as such, and the rest are simply the parameters to the function. So the parameters are x1, g1, g2. So x1, g1, g2 are to be passed. How it is passed? X1 is available here, g1 is available here, g2 is available here. So I'm going to simply copy this and run in the command prompt. Okay, there is it is giving some error. Van Laar, what is the error? Let's see. Fine. Maybe we should use only this @ I suppose. So let us not waste time further. So I'm simply using this @ symbol. That means only @ is allowed, I suppose. Okay, try panni paarenga. Now let us again summarize this. So what we are going to do, we are going to solve this nonlinear equation. In what way it is nonlinear? Or is x square and ln are available, and we are passing these parameters for this generic function of this Van Laar equations. We are passing these values of x1 and g1, g2 during the runtime. Otherwise, this function is very generic, and for any values of x and gamma, we can get the values of a evaluated. So this is the syntax. Otherwise, fsolve, it is enough to supply only these two. Suppose you want to pass parameters, these parameters are to be given after this third argument. So third argument, you can also specify some solver options. Of course, suppose you want to specify like option start tolerance function equal to, I don't know the exact syntax. You can try this. These are all actually, the third is supposed to be the options for the solver. Okay. Otherwise, in addition to the fsolve, I have also explaining about the passing the solver parameter, passing the parameters to a equations. Okay, that is a new thing. Otherwise, in comparison to this generic solution to a nonlinear equation, here we are seeing about how to pass the parameters to a function. Of course, it is not only applicable for fsolve. You can also try for any other function file. Okay, say for fsolve or any other function file, you should see the exact syntax. And accordingly you pass the parameter. Okay. Of course, this you can try. Say this is a van der Waals equation solved for a vectorized input. What is the vectorized input? For a range of temperature and pressure data, you can calculate the value of V. So otherwise, the previous file is simply altered by making use of the proper usage of dot. By proper usage of dot, we can make that as a vectorized function. Say for example, f of e equal to r into t. This r is simply a scalar. So before and multiplying with a scalar, we need not have any vector operation. Whereas this v is a vector because it is a range of value of v. Say here. So for a vector, we need to the division. So prior to the division, we need to have a dot, and prior to the multiplication, prior to the exponentiation, we have to dot, and prior to the multiplication, we need to have a dot. Simply, this is the alteration. And because of that, we can input a range of temperature and a range of pressure. For this range of temperature and pressure, it is calculating volumes. Okay, since we don't have much time, I'll go to the next very useful topic. This interpolation and all you can easily understand. So I need not spend time on this. And the curve fitting also you can easily understand. Simply, these X and Y data are available, and polyfit, what is the X and Y data, and what is the order of the equation. So it will give you the coefficients of the polynomial and how to make use of the coefficients. These are all easily understandable. So I need not spend time on this. And nonlinear curve fitting slightly involved. I cannot spend time now because we have a very limited time. Yeah, I'm going directly to solving ordinary differential equations. Otherwise, if you want to claim that you know some amount of MATLAB, you should know about how to solve a linear set of equations, how to solve a nonlinear equation, how to solve a differential equation. If these three are known to you, then you can claim that you have understood, you have some good idea of MATLAB. Okay, in that perspective, in that respect, we need to know about this solution to an ordinary differential equation. Your differential equation, of course, it can be a single or multiple equation, or a vector of equations we can have. Say, for example, for x vector, the initial conditions of x are available. To solve this equation, what is the meaning of solving? Differential equation has to be, always you need to get the values of x as a function of time. That is a solution. So you have a differential equation which is also involving derivatives. At last, we are interested in getting the values of x as a function of time. That is the meaning of that. So to get that, so t is the independent variable and x is the dependent variable. So for various values of t, what is the value of x? So for that, we have this built-in solvers, namely ODE 45, which means a Runge-Kutta solver. Runge-Kutta fourth order method, no? There is a which is implemented in MATLAB, which is called as ODE 45. Likewise, Runge-Kutta second order method, which is named as ODE 23. ODE 23, I don't know why it is 23. Actually, ODE 4 and 2 has meaning. You can explore that in Google. No, so it is asking for the function file, the independent variables range, or is the t order range, and x0, which is about the initial starting values for the variable. And next things are options for the solver, and any parameters if you want to pass, you can pass. Now this is quite similar to your fsolve. Fsolve, it is asking for the function file, and it is asking for the initial guess. We don't have this thing alone. It is asking for the initial guess. Here it is actually initial values. It is not the guess. X0 is initial values for the differential equation. And options, these options are similar to your fsolve. If you want to specify any option to the ODE function, ODE solver, you can say. If you don't want to pass any options, you can simply leave a empty square bracket. And parameters, if you want to pass to the function during the runtime, you can give. Otherwise, the minimum inputs required for the ODE are ODE function file, t span, or is independent variables range, and x0, which is the initial starting point for the variables x. Okay, this is the syntax. We are going to use that for solving these ordinary differential equations we come across in our this control system, or even simple level dynamics of two interacting tanks. There are two tanks. This physics of the problem can be easily understood. Say there is one tank and another tank connected. This level the flow through the tank are connected by this. The flow from the tank depends on the level difference available. So the Q1 depends on the level between tank 1 and 2, because this level 2 is also affecting the flow. In what way? Because the potential head difference is H1 minus H2. Otherwise, the level from the tank 1 depends on H1 minus H2. But this flow and height are related in a nonlinear way. Q is proportional to root of H. Otherwise, here root of H difference. Okay. So there is a first flow from the first tank, and likewise flow from the second tank is again depends on the level of the tank 2. In addition, it also depends on the inflow to the tank 2. So from that, we'll be ending up with these two differential equations. This and all you can easily verify by doing this, making this what sort of balance? Simply mass balance. Along with that, the energy balance, actually mechanical energy balance. Any control system book will give this kind of equations. Assume now you are given with these equations. So this is the equation available to you. dH1 by dt, variation of H1 and H2 is given like here. We know the initial height of the tank 1 and initial height of the tank 2. For any changes in the inflow, how does the level vary? That's what is the problem. Or from this initial height, how does the height going to change? That's the problem. So we are given with these values of, this is the original equation, and for these conditions we are having this thing. We are now going to solve this equation as like any other solver problem. We are writing this function file. Of course, the function file is toTank.m, which is taking this t and h as the variable, and t is the independent variable. The first variable is the independent variable, second is the dependent variable, and dependent variable is used in this equation. In what way? This dependent variable h1 and h2 are here, whereas independent variable no longer appear in here. So this t is simply remaining as such. H dot, actually we are also specifying additional thing statement, what is called as h dot. H dot is about we are specifying how many equations are available. That is specified by h dot equal to zeros of 2, 1. Otherwise, it is a vector of 2, 1, which is initially we are specifying simply a 0 vector values for the h dot. So that to allocate variable as or space or something, always it is to be a statement to start specifying about these equations. H dot equal to zeros of 2, 1. Why it is 2, 1? Always it is a 2 row and 1 column. Okay, that way you can understand. And H dot of 1, always dy by dt of 1, always dh by dt, dh1 by dt is equal to 1 minus square root of h of 1, or is here h of 1 and h of 2. So simply implement this equation, and like that h dot of 2 equal to 0.25 square root of h1 minus h2 minus this thing. So now we have this function available. Let us copy this. I'll clear this entire contents CLC, and even I clear this file and new function file. Clear this, simply copy paste, and the end also you'll have. So these two equations, no, dh1 by dt, these two equations are implemented here. And h dot, 1 minute, there is a chart. Yeah, they are sharing the link. You can give your feedback. Okay, fine. So what I'm going to do, I have to copy these 2 lines. Simply copy this line, type here in the window. It is giving some error. Possibly what may be the error, I don't have. ODE 151 set, there is this giving some sort of error. What could be the error? I don't have idea now. Maybe any problem with the version difference, or let me comment out this. Yeah, we have it saved this first. Let me save this. Yeah, this is available now. Let us CLC. Let me again issue that thing. Yeah, it has solved. Otherwise, this toTank.m file has been passed to this ODE45 solver. It is solving for a time of 0 to 100. Yeah, they have given you the link. You please give the feedback. Yeah, right. And I'm giving this initial guess for the initial values for the height 1 and height 2. Since it is a row, actually here we have a there is a need for transpose. I don't remember why I have used transpose. Okay, now this T and H are available. Otherwise, H is available for various values of T ranging from 0 to 100. If it doesn't give you any error, that means T and H are now available. Now, to see the values of T and H, you can make use of this plot function. See, nicely plotted. So one is corresponding to H1 and another is H2. So which is H1 and H2? This H1 is starting from 12 and H2 starts from 7. So you can see that. So 12 and 7, fine. This is not feedback line. Okay, I think we need to change that, sir. Okay. Maybe I can also. Okay, to summarize what we studied in this afternoon session, we've seen about how to solve a single nonlinear equation, how to solve a multiple nonlinear equation, how to solve a ODE. These three we have seen in at least we could spend some time. The other topics are available. This I can simply tell about them. This interpolation you can try yourself easily by taking this set of data. Of course, you need to type them, then only you can understand. This is simply about interpolating a steam table. No? So those who have idea about steam table, they can understand what's the need for interpolation. Suppose you have this kind of data available to you, how to get the values of say volume corresponding to a temperature which is not available in the table. Say for example, a value of 375, how to get this. So likewise for two-dimensional interpolation. Say two-dimensional interpolation means we want to get for a range of x, y, and z data, we want to get corresponding to x and y, some data are needed. Okay. And this non-linear curve fitting slightly involved, but you try to go through the problem and understand yourself. If you encounter any difficulty, you may mail me. Okay. Better, I will also put one more poll I thought of putting. Class புரிஞ்சுதா புரியலையான்னு சொல்றதுக்காக ஒரு poll I have to solve single nonlinear. Yeah, I'm launching one poll as similar as like your the feedback கொடுக்குற மாதிரி இதுக்கும் ஒரு டைப் பண்ணிடுங்கப்பா. Launch polling. I have launched the poll. People are yet to respond here. Yeah. So another about 10 minutes I can spend for answering any of your queries. Of course, whatever the handout given is having all the contents. You can simply type them, and if you encounter with any difficulty, maybe you can mail me. If it is easily solvable, I will respond to that. Good to see some people have good to know the response. Maybe still another about a minute I can spend for still the poll is open. Okay, thanks for your response, service. I can even share the results about yeah, good response about 2/3 of the class said about yeah, good learning, but they need to practice. Then only, of course, for the beginner it may be too much of load. Otherwise, for the already people who know about this, not much to learn. At least some they could have strengthened their learning. Understanding is somewhat strengthened. Yeah, that is also a response I could see. About 1/3 of the people could say that their understanding is strengthened. Another about 2/3 they need, yeah, there is a good learning, but they need to practice further.